What is up, everybody? Happy Monday. Welcome back to the channel. I got so many cool vintage cards over the weekend, memorabilia, collection pieces. There's just things all around me that I can't wait to show you. And one or two of these things you may have never seen in your entire life before. I got really deep diving into some WOTC odds and ends and found something super sick to add to the collection. It's gonna be more of a vlog style here today, just going over the pickups, going over what I did, where I went, and how I obtained these things. A lot of it was through trade. I sold a lot of cards, I traded a lot of cards. There was one collection piece I picked up, which is what I'm going to show first, which was probably the best deal of the entire weekend anyway. So let's jump into these cards. So on Saturday morning, my buddy Glenn and I, we went to a big community garage sale on the other side of Charlotte from where I live. A lot of houses, probably hit like 15, 20, 25 houses. Couldn't even keep count. And only one house said they had a Pokemon card collection and they had just sold it 2 minutes before we arrived. We were crossing the street to the next yard sale. I saw a guy leaving that driveway with a binder in his hand and I tried to ask him what he got. He ignored me, did not want to show me, and literally walked by me with only saying one word. So I don't know if he only bought it to flip it, because I just feel if he was actually a collector and cared about the cards, he would have stopped and chatted to me and show me off what he got. I mean, I wasn't mad that I missed it, but at least wanted to see what he picked up. So we ended up leaving that whole neighborhood and going to a really big flea market in Fort Mill, South Carolina. And I found a table selling some Pokemon cards and got a super cool vintage lot here. With some wheeling and dealing, I picked up a lot of cards, an Expedition Kingler Holo. Now this card isn't in the best of shape, but the backside is really the worst out of it. And I feel it's a perfect example for the binder. And then we have 6 legendary collection reverses. So what I ended up doing was negotiating down from, he wanted like a little bit over 200 for all of this. And I was just like, no way, I'm not doing it. I'm not spending that kind of cash. Then he was like, how about 150? How about 125? And I was like, I'll give you 100 for all the cards. And he's like, no, I'm going to be firm on 125. And then I was like, can you throw in some packs? And he ended up throwing in 7 additional packs of Pokemon 151 in English on top of these cards. So I got the Kingler Expedition, the Rattata, the Tauros, the Onix, the Rhydon, and last but not least, one more, the Energy, and last but not least now, the Arcanine, which is the coolest out of the entire lot. I think this card's a $70 or $80 card alone, in actually halfway decent shape. Little whitening down there in the bottom left corner, but overall clean surface, clean card. You can't get 6 LC reverses, Expedition Holo, and all those packs. Those packs are still going for $7, $8, $10 each, which I just had them throw in on top of all this. So I thought that was the best deal of the weekend. Gladly paid the dude, walked away, and I'm gonna get all these into the binder here in a little bit. Later that day, I ended up going out to dinner with a bunch of friends. It was my buddy Pokey Pete's birthday last week, so shout out again, happy birthday, Pete. We went to Korean barbecue and then went to Rally Squirrel trade night after that. And I picked up a ton of cards there. So a lot of Expedition commons, uncommons, few reverses, dual ball, Skarmory, and then the coolest one I got from my buddy Donnie, the Haunter. And this card is super, super close to near mint. Little bit of whitening on that bottom right corner you can barely see, but not a scratch on the surface at all. It is mint. I love this card. All these are going into the binder with those. The collection's really coming together for Expedition right now. I think I'm going to do an update because I haven't shown off the binder since I created it, and a lot of holes have been filled since then. Next one here, I also got at that trade night, a Holo from Expedition, the Magby. This card is also in pretty good shape. The Holo is super clean. The whole surface is super clean. The backside is a little dinged up when it comes to the whitening on the edges and the corners, but as long as that front is super nice like this one is, I had no problem getting this. This was from some local friends. I think I got it through trade with a couple of those other Expedition uncommons with it. Rally Squirrel had 1 Master Ball in their case, so I gotta get a Master Ball. They had the Raichu. Ended up getting this for 15 bucks, so that was an absolute steal as well. I don't have the Pikachu yet for Expedition, or sorry, for Japanese 151, but at least I got the Raichu now, which is probably my favorite out of the two anyways. Moving on to Sunday night, we went to another trade night last night at another local shop, the Poke Shop and Collectibles in Denver, North Carolina. Ended up trading one of the Ancient Mews from that, remember that damaged lot I picked up a few weeks back now? I keep trading cards off and selling those cards and picking up more things. So one of those cards ended up with another Legendary Collection reverse, and this one's in really good shape as well. Ended up getting a Dark Scizor. So I am down now to 4 cards left for Neo Destiny. This was from the shop owner. He just traded this in, and he actually took a lot of my slabs off me. We made a pretty decent trade. I got a lot of cards off of him, plus some additional cash. I ended up selling him a bunch of stuff. But this Scizor is super nice. Big old swirl right between his legs there. And the backside's pretty clean as well. I was going to save this card for last because it is probably one of my favorites from Destiny, but I couldn't pass on it. I saw it. It wasn't even in the display cases yet. I saw it in his little pickup pile behind his display cases on top of a stack of cards, and I was like, what's that back there? And we grabbed it. We ended up working out a deal. I ended up getting this. I took a lot of the Japanese full art trainers he had in the case as well. The Iono I really wanted because I have the SAR and a 10. So I'm going to end up grading this stack, hopefully all these 10 in the near future. And then this pile right here, a lot of these came from the same trade night too. I got the Kyogre EX from him, the Groudon EX. I started the next set of Black Star promos, the Nintendo Black Star promos. So I got 5 over the course of the entire weekend, surprisingly. Those 2 came from Joe, the shop owner. These 2 I actually found in my bulk pile of just odds and ends from various eras. I got all my like my bulk cards, just stuff I don't have in binders, sorted by era, and found 2 of the cards I needed. So I'm gonna add all these to the binder. And then my buddy Pete traded me this for, if you saw my Thursday video, I put in that stained glass War Turtle in my showcase card. So my showcase card is currently empty right now because I traded my last week's card out of there because his buddy really loves Squirtle War Turtle just like me, and he's given that to him as a gift. So he traded me this straight up for it, and this Pikachu is absolutely awesome. This one's in really good shape as well. A lot of holo all over it, and it's kind of hard to see because it's like a lighter holo, but it's got a big swirl right there on the right side. So starting these promos, it's going to be fun tracking them down. I looked at the entire set list for the Black Star promos. These are going to go in the same binder as my LC and Expedition binder because there is quite a little bit of space in the back, and I've been trying to figure out what I wanted to add to the end to start filling in those pages past the Expedition mark. It's not enough room to fit in another set. I think I'm going to try to get Aquapolis and Skyridge whenever I cross that bridge into their own binder. But these promos are going to be an awesome addition because a lot of these also were Cosmo Holo and non-holo. So there's going to be 2 of each on a lot of them. Bunch of different variants, and we'll see how it goes once I start tracking them down. I think these are going to be a little bit harder to find versus the original Black Star promos, but that's the fun in it. All right, let's get into some of the neat, obscure odds and ends that I've gotten over the weekend as well. So like 2-3 weeks ago, I ended up finding an entire Kanto Pokemon League gym badges from the early 2000s, like when you went to Books A Million, you competed, you won your games, and you got the weekly badges or the monthly. I don't even remember how they were scattered out. I had a couple from my childhood collection, but I found a sealed full set of them on Facebook Marketplace in a group that I'm in. So we have Boulder, Cascade, Thunder, Rainbow. These are the first 4. They are all sealed. They are all perfect condition. They have the original Pokemon and Nintendo stamps on the back, the Wizards of the Coast. Out of these 4, I would say Erica is my favorite. She's my favorite trainer from the Kanto region. And these are just super cool pieces. Now, to get the entire set, all 8 of them together was even better. The next 4, we have Soul, Marsh, Volcano, and Earth. Earth by far is going to be my favorite out of these four. Giovanni is the man. I love Team Rocket. These, I just love them. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet. I like the fact that they're sealed, but the original sealed packaging, just little pieces of plastic with a staple, it's not like, it's not too impressive of packaging. So I think I'm gonna do like a picture display of them. I'm thinking like an original map of the original Kanto region with all of the gym badges basically pinned in where the gym was on the map. So I'm just toying with that idea. I want to get something cool done with it, make some kind of picture framed art and hang them on the wall once I get my new stream room done, which is going to be really close over the next couple weeks. So that's the first really cool pickup I found online. The original 8 badges, super cool. Let me know down below if you played in the original Pokemon League and if you have any of your original badges, because this is something you should never get rid of. They're really sick pieces. Last but not least, what I think was the coolest pickup of the entire weekend, just because of how rare and obscure it is. I didn't even know it existed before I stumbled across it. I got an official guide from the launch of the Team Rocket set. This book is super cool. It is like a full encyclopedia of Pokemon at the time from when it came out. It deep dives into everything. There's an introduction from Professor Oak here in the beginning. It has full breakdowns of the card, how to read the cards, how to play the game. It starts getting into deck building and has absolute pages of cool decks, cool combos, just literally anything you can think of from that era. So these are the decks: Bill's Ultimate Pokemon deck, there's Charizard decks, Dark Machamp deck, what cards are needed, how to play it, and then it starts getting into the set list for Team Rocket. Every card, the descriptions of the card, how to play the card with the evolution line. The coolest one here, which is one of my favorites from the Team Rocket era, the Dark Raichu. Now, this was the original secret rare from the entire WOTC era, the first secret rare ever created by Pokemon, and they call it a surprise card. This surprise card has a surprise attack. It gets into how to play the card, the ins and outs of it, but that's super cool that it's actually pictured up in writing here. And then it gets back into more of the other sets. It has a full overview of Fossil here in the back as well. And then you can keep track of all your sets. So if you're collecting at the time, starting out with base set, goes into base set 2, Jungle, Fossil, Team Rocket is where it ends, and then up to date on the promo cards. So we're at the point where only the Mewtwo is actually in. Whoever owned this previously filled out some of these cards from their old collection. So I think even that's super cool that this was a used book. Some kid had it back then at the time frame and was filling it out, keeping track of their collection. It's just sick. I ended up finding about this book earlier in the week, and I found one on eBay. So it was only like 35 shipped from like a magazine store on eBay. Super good deal. I'm going to put it in a sleeve, probably put it in the case behind me on my Team Rocket shelf, and I'll read it in full, but I think it's dope. I mean, I really think this is one of the cooler pieces above and beyond all of the cards, the gym badges, just everything I got over the weekend. This is what I've been the most excited about and the most excited to show off. If you have one, kudos to you. If you've seen one before, even cooler. It was new to me, and I just like finding things that I have never personally seen before. There are a couple other WOTC books like it, strategy guides, so I might end up trying to track down the others and consider it all part of my original WOTC master set. Every licensed Pokemon piece that existed from that era I'd like to have. All the theme decks, all the magazines, the booklets, just everything, the gym badges, just everything cool and nostalgic that when I see it, I know it's just something that means something to me and I'd love to have in the collection. I really hope you all enjoyed the video here today. Let me know also if you like the more vlog style. I kind of want to bounce back and forth between just doing weekend overviews to specific card show overviews, just everything I can while I'm working on all of these sets and we're tracking down every vintage set and trying to get them completed. Like, comment, subscribe. I hope everyone has a great week, and of course, we will see you on Thursday.
Don't stop dreaming.